Why do you have to draw how the accident
That was the next question. The guy had been asked how his side mirrors were stolen.
Chora.
And yes, we are back. Another episode of Gearhaus, Season 2, Episode 2.
Tumekuja na ubaya.
Yes. I'm sure by now, most guys have already seen the video. And the sentiment has been largely very positive.
Yeah.
And thank you for the many subs and views.
Yeah, that video has gone viral. By the time we were shooting today's episode, we already had 11,000 views.
Yes.
Barely 24 hours after uploading that video.
Yes.
It's fantastic. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. And this season is going to be Evo too.
Na kama ulihata, hiyo fomu ikubalize kabisa.
Yes. And we told you so.
Tulikuambia.
Yes. So hii shida ni yako mwenyewe. Ulijiletea mwenyewe. Yes.
Unakaa nyumbani kama
na hakuna mtu atakuombea by the way.
Yeah.
Hii ni wewe tu.
So make sure you don't miss the next drive when we announce it.
Keep watching the episodes because we announce the drives somewhere in between.
Yes.
So make sure you're watching the episodes.
Yeah, cheers.
Yes. In the news, what do you have for us?
Kwanza leo topic ni insurance. Before we get to the news. But tutaenda kwa news alafu turudi kwa insurance. But leo, car enthusiasts, yes. I know you have a problem with insurance companies in Kenya.
And we're here to continue addressing that problem.
Tuko hapa na mtu wa kupunch.
Yes. Jamaa hata wagopa hawa. Tunawamaliza.
Leo maswali itakuwa ngumu.
Kama wewe ni mtu ya insurance.
Yeah.
So we are very not sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry. The insurance industry, you're going to, you either you shape up or I don't know what you'll do.
Yeah, something has to happen.
It's bad.
It can't be like this.
Things are bad.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyways.
Before we get there.
Yeah. News. I don't know if you saw it. Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
There's a rumor that the next Golf R might have a 5-cylinder RS3 engine.
Yes, which is brilliant news. There's a sub part.
Yeah.
It's the last fully ICE, internally combusted engine from Golf. It's their last one.
Yeah.
So it's sad news, but it's going out with a bang. Or with very good pops and bangs.
I've always, before the Golf R, there was the R32 Golf.
Yes.
The Mark 4 and the Mark 5 R32 Golfs.
Yes.
They came with a 6-cylinder VR6.
The
engine.
VR6.
Yes. And it sounded so amazing. And I always loved the fact that the GTI was the 4-cylinder turbo and the Golf R32 was a 6-cylinder.
Yes.
So I'm hoping, or rather, it's good that the new Golf R is going to be a 5-cylinder, if the rumors are true.
Yes.
But I'm hoping we get a 4-cylinder GTI.
I don't know. Do you think they will actually make it more of a special edition and then they have like the typical 4-cylinder? Like maybe they have a final edition, like a Golf R.
Like a TCR Golf R.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then now they have your normal Golf R. So
I don't know.
What? 8.5? No, actually it will be a 9.
It'll be a 9.
So a 9 standard Golf R.
Yeah.
And then you have like that TCR with 5-cylinder.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But for me, it's exciting.
It is. 400 horsepower.
Yeah. From the factory.
Yes,
That's pretty insane.
With loads of torque.
Yeah. And that engine sounds amazing.
It does.
Sheski R3 ya Muita. Muita, there's a type of Muita in Karen. He has an R3.
It sounds so good.
Sounds so
good. But then haja exhausted stock.
I'm not sure if it's stock anymore. I think I can add down pipe or something.
At this point.
But the car sounds
even stock. That car sounds good.
Yeah.
Like 400 horsepower, you buy, you keep, you don't do a single thing to that car.
Yeah.
That's an insane amount of power.
And you send guys to Gapplebees every day.
Yeah. You need like kwanza wangoja piteni.
Yeah.
Then you let them know I'm coming with the exhaust.
Yeah. But then it's good to see stories about bigger displacement engines coming back because we had the world has started going towards
very
small engines.
Yes.
Just the other day I saw someone selling a Mercedes E200 W213. I don't know if you saw the comment I made.
Yes.
It was a
1500 cc. The one with the field engine.
Hey, guys were like, hey, bro. But then that engine was discontinued in 2022.
Because inadvertently, who wants that kind of an engine?
On a Mercedes
E200. Yeah, I mean, they can try and tell us, it has that little hybrid motor that gives it that, but still a 1500.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the minimum you should have on a Benz is an 1800, especially on a C-Class.
On a C-Class,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is an E-Class, by the way.
It was an E-Class.
Which is even worse.
It's a heavy car.
1500. It's a heavy car.
Yeah.
And then you have a 1500cc. So, no. Just no.
To really back to bigger displacement. That is the way to go.
Big engines, any day.
Even the... See, this thing for small displacement engines was about emissions, fuel efficiency, and the things like that. But then I've seen even the European car manufacturers themselves are admitting, are actually coming clean and saying, we can't meet those targets that the EU is setting for us.
Yeah, I mean that. And the thing is, EU is so aggressive about setting these targets. But unfortunately, for the tech to be able to catch up, in a way that it actually fulfills the desire for the customers to enjoy the car.
Yeah,
it's not really practical. It's very, it's too out there.
Yeah.
Basically, what the EU is saying is just go electric. But the market is saying we don't care for electrics.
Yeah.
We still want the noise and the fanfare that comes with an actual engine.
Yeah.
And that's why you find, in as much as like the GTR, they're saying they're doing away. I think they are now bringing a hybrid.
The next GTI.
The next GTI is a hybrid.
The GTI Golf GTI.
No, GTR.
Oh,
the
Nissan
GTR.
Okay. Huh?
So it will most likely be a hybrid.
Yes.
Some guys are saying it's going to be fully electric, but I don't see it because a fully electric GTR then beats the purpose of a GTR. Might as well just get a Tesla.
Yeah.
Because a GTR is a GTR because you have that engine in there. So I do not see the two don't meet. And then emissions control, you get DPFs, you get it's just
OPFs and all those things. Anyway,
I was actually looking at the engine that's the S58
on the BMW M cars.
On the M cars, and I learned a very interesting thing. They actually get 50 extra horsepower by using water.
Water injection.
Yes.
Water
into the cylinders.
Yes.
Yeah, so they actually inject water into the cylinders to get that 50 extra horsepower. Because basically when they spray the water, it actually cools the cylinders themselves. And then they can increase the boost.
Yeah.
And they get 50 extra horsepower. That's the kind of thing we are talking about.
Yeah.
That is fun in an engine.
Yeah.
It's not this whole thing of everything must be hybrid. I mean, no. How bad?
We want power.
Always.
Engine power.
We want more power. Bigger turbos, bigger engines.
Yeah.
Ineos, you have news.
Yeah, Ineos. Second piece of news. Ineos, Maze, it's struggling. I saw recently they've now started reducing prices globally for the Ineos Grenadier. I think they have the double cabin, which is a quartermaster, and the wagon, which is called the normal. I think
the short one.
Yeah, it's called the Grenadier, just the Grenadier, I think. I've seen they're cutting prices by like $7,000 on average.
By a whole car. Because they're cars that actually cost $7,000.
Yeah. And I think the mistake Ineos made, it's a new kind of market, right? There's never been an Ineos before the Ineos. Then they come into the market to replace the Defender, which was ideally an affordable,
affordable
4x4, affordable-ish, because they were still sort of expensive for what they are, but then they were still cheaper than the new stuff in the market. The new, the
Land Cruiser.
Yeah, the Discoveries, they were cheaper than the Discoveries and all those things. Land Cruisers, they were cheaper. Then Ineos is coming to replace that, and then it's costing the same price as a new Defender, perhaps a new Discovery, a 300 series,
which already have the market appeal. Guys know about them.
Yeah.
So a guy sees Ineos,
it's like,
Ilea Kipchoge. You guys still don't understand what an Ineos is. Even in this market, I remember there's a day I was with a passenger and I was pointing out to them, oh, that's an Ineos.
Yeah.
And I could see the confusion, like, what's an Ineos?
What's an Ineos?
Like, what's... Yeah. And when he looks at it, to him, it's like just funny looking 4x4.
4x4, yeah.
So they still have a lot of work to do before they can begin commanding that premium pricing which they want.
Yeah. They have a lot of work to do.
And in this market, they have a dealer.
Yeah, there's Wooton Automotive in Karen. They They're the authorized dealers of the Ineos Grenadier in Kenya. They've made a couple of
What's
sales.
the local pricing?
I'm not certain, but I heard it's somewhere around 20 to 25 million for a new one. So that's high.
Wow. That really is. Because, I mean, unless you're not just your regular enthusiast, like a proper enthusiast, there's so much you can get in there. I mean, including the new ranges.
Yeah.
So pretty much under 20 million. So wow, that's wild.
It's crazy. Funny thing is, that car is one of my wife's favorite cars, the Ineos. She absolutely loves the Ineos. She has tastes, unlike some people in this room.
Anyway, this season is not going so well.
But anyway, the one thing I love about the Ineos, pricing aside, all those things, it has the engine of the gods.
Yes,
the B58.
That B58. It's a brilliant engine, and it also looks pretty interesting inside. You know, with the many switches. It's a proper cockpit.
Yeah.
It has that thing of being a driver's car.
Yeah.
But I think the pricing still, even with all that, they have to rethink it to first get the car popular enough.
Yeah. Build trust with
guys.
Yeah.
Because even the guys who are buying those Ineos, you know, apart from say the Australians and maybe very select South Africans, it's still very much a mall crawler. It's the car that guys will use just to drive into the mall.
Yeah.
So no one has really tested those cars, especially in, you know, a lot of the other markets, frontier markets, to the extent that they can say, I'll go and buy an Ineos. You know, the way a guy knows, I want to go to Chalby and I need a Land Cruiser because I'm sure I'll go and get back bila issues. I've not seen anyone doing a road trip, even with the Mara guys with an Ineos. Maybe they have, but I've not seen one.
There's only one guy, or two guys actually, who I know who are actually doing proper overlanding in Kenya with Ineos Grenadiers. So one was actually the first customer.
Is it the test cruise?
Not the test car.
Okay.
It's a car with UNEP plates.
Okay.
Owned by a gentleman called Abid Manji. I actually know his name. Yeah, yes. Abid Manji. I hope he watches the podcast. He bought I think it was the first customer Grenadier in Kenya. He was the first customer. The guy has taken it to the north, taken it to Savo severally, been up mountains and whatnot, and actually uses the car properly. Yeah. So that's one guy. There's another lady. I can't remember her name.
Okay.
She also uses the Grenadier.
The other of taste.
Yeah. So
but you see, you need to see more of them. Like if you're on a game drive and you see the Grenadier, I think you'll have more respect for it.
Yeah.
Because now you're seeing it in that setting.
Yeah.
More than when I see it just trotting around Karen.
Yeah.
And then it just sits in the same space as an exit. There's nothing special about it. Yeah. So they need to bring the prices down.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we also see a few more used ones. I know on their website they actually sell, you know, reconditioned Ineos Grenadiers. So if more can get into the market,
be perfect.
Would be a very good.
Yeah. I'd like to see more of them.
Yes.
And actually, it's one of those companies that I hope survive for a long time.
For a long time.
Yeah.
It's a proper replacement.
Because it's actually filling
the Land Rover.
Yeah. It's filling a
the
gap.
Defender in specific. It also sits between what a Defender would be and what a Land Cruiser is. So you have the comfort which you don't get in a Defender, in a Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
But then the toughness that used to be there in a Defender, where you're sure. And I mean, apart from the engine being the B58, everything else is quite easy to fix. So mechanically, it's an easy car to fix.
Yeah.
It is a very good thing.
Yeah.
So I wish more would.
We pray for you in your specific.
This is us wishing you
all the best.
Manifesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I must own one. Okay.
Video director candles up.
Yeah. And pia bibi yangu apate moja. The Ken is a cabbage.
Yeah, this guy, his wife is the one with the nice cars. He drives just pink cars.
Yeah. So. I got a new pink car. You put it there?
Yeah, the pink car. Yes. He has a pink Swift.
Yeah, Onishani's viewers.
He's recently started on his new career. A certain fans kind of.
Link in bio.
Link in bio. Anyway, insurance. You have something else?
One more. Then we go to insurance. Hata jamuintroduce, but tutamintroduce baadaye. Suzuki is outselling Nissan globally.
Yes.
And the weirdest thing is Suzuki doesn't even sell in the 2 biggest car markets in the world, US and China. That's how badly Nissan is.
This is the curse of Carlos. Naitwa Goshen Amagon.
That guy.
Oh, the Nissan guy. This is the curse of Carlos.
Yeah.
Because I think right after Carlos left, Nissan has been in tatters everywhere. Nothing in Nissan works. It's just like their gearboxes. Nothing works.
Yeah. Hey,
and to think that during his time, it's when we actually got the current GTR, which is a very nice car.
The GTR and the Patrol, the Y62.
And the Patrol, the Y62. So
those are fantastic cars, Bana.
I don't know. Is it the curse of him leaving or having been there? I have no idea.
Again, like Ineos, we pray for Nissan.
We pray for Nissan. They've always had brilliant cars.
Yeah, Nissan is a legendary brand. Yes, it would be sad to see Nissan going down.
Yeah. You know, the modern guy knows Nissan because of X-Trails and all these other funny small cars.
Yeah.
Come on, gonna have funny Nissan, please comment.
Nissan Cube.
Yeah. So we know because of those cars and how terrible they are. But Nissan has fantastic cars. All through the years. Yeah. They've always had very awesome cars. So to see Nissan die, I remember that day when I saw them close their dealership along Mombasa Road. I was like, wow, this is sad. I mean, it's not the same with seeing CMC go. Like, it's fine. But Nissan was a very iconic brand.
They used to be on DT Dobby. They closed the DT Dobby. But then
they moved to become Nissan alone.
Then they closed.
It didn't even last. They just left.
There might be some. I think they were kind of swallowed by Crown Motors. Okay. There's a dealer called Crown Motors. It's
a small kind of thing now.
So you'll find like Havas, a Nissan.
We have a Nissan.
And a Mazda. Havas, Nissan, Mazda. But they're really trying because they're selling the Nissan, the new Terrano.
Yeah, the Terrano. It's quite common now.
Yeah. But I think they're only selling the Terrano, the Navara, and the Patrol locally. I don't think you can get any other Nissan locally.
There's another one I've been
seeing. Oh, yeah. It's a new Dualis.
Yes, it's the new Dualis.
Yeah, I don't even see the new X-Trail. Is there a new X-Trail being sold here?
It's no longer there.
I've not seen a new
I think until the last ones were sold before they closed that
car dealership that they had. I know the new X-Trail has the e-power deck like a Nissan.
Yes, the X-Trail e-power. Which is a very good X-Trail. But
no gearbox.
That's what I'm saying. It's a very good X-Trail.
It's a very good X-Trail. Anyway, when they go topic of the day, insurance.
Yes.
Let me wear my lawyer hat. Introduce yourself to the audience.
The people. Who are you?
What are your qualifications?
But you don't have to go that deep.
Who are you?
Fantastic. My name is Maika, Steve Maika. A huge fan of this podcast. I've watched all the episodes.
Yeah.
To me, it's a class. In fact, I was telling Vanilla here that I normally consume most of our podcasts audioly. I don't watch a lot of videos. Then I was listening to the first episode you had. Then I'm hearing you guys mention cars. Then I was like, I need to watch this thing. So this is the only podcast that I watch on YouTube. So absolutely happy to be here.
Good stuff.
Great people have been here. So nimekuja kushikisha standards. But anyway, Steve Maika, an insurance practitioner for about 16 years now. And we normally say the insurance man is the most hated man after the tax man. So I'm hoping I'll be able to trim Shashini down that pecking order.
No, I do not think you'll be very lucky with
and
that.
You are right. The insurance person is the most hated person after the tax man. You're right.
Yes.
I will not even stay on door. Lakini, umesema umekalia kiti ya great men.
Yeah.
Do you mean great in terms of size? AKA Waigera.
And some other guys we should fit in there, but story for another day. Stani atatoshea, tutamiletea bench huyo jamaa.
And I'm here to be the scapegoat. I'm sure you know the scapegoat principle. The Jews had this principle where I think it's Yom Kippur when they bring like 2 goats, and one goat the priest will kuachilia all the curses on behalf of the people. Yeah. And then it's left yetembe and
so that is where the scapegoat.
That's where the scapegoat came from. So I'm here
to be the scapegoat
for the industry.
Scapegoat you shout.
But hopefully, after tumemaliza. We should have learned a few things.
Swali ya kwanza, do we even need to have insurance? Yeah, guy, apart from nikigonga ule jamaa.
Yeah.
And most of the times nikigonga ule jamaa, tunasimama hapo kando, tunaangaliana vibaya, possibly tunaingiza matusi, then we calm our heads, then karawa anakuja.
Yeah.
He tells us, wewe ndio uko na makosa, and then pale muelewane.
Yeah.
So do we even need insurance if we have to stand on the side of the road?
It's a good thing we have our Kili on the show. Sika umetoa kofia mabado iko.
Nimetoa hivi ningeacha wewe. Devi, shika hiyo kofia bana. Pia nayo.
So most people will not believe this, but the government, which is a representative of the people, actually one of the jobs of the government is to take care of its people. I know you people won't believe this, especially Kenyans. But so in terms of so in terms of how the state is run, there are laws that are in this country that are meant to take care of the public. So one of the laws is part of the Traffic Act and also part of the Insurance Act that says that any car that is on the road must have at least third-party insurance. And the reason why you have third-party insurance is so that if someone who's considered a third party, so another car outside your car, a pedestrian, or even a passenger in your car is injured or someone's property is damaged and suffers harm, they have some place where they can seek compensation. So that's the bare minimum. So the government normally says that any car that is on the road must have insurance for the sake of the third party. If you choose to insure your car comprehensively, hiyo ni shida yako. But the reason why you have insurance is for the sake of the public in case someone suffers harm and needs to be compensated, be it someone in your car or someone outside the car. So that's why we have it. So that's the only two mandatory insurances in Kenya, third party, and there's another one called, which we are not here to talk about, it's called WIBA, which is for your staff.
Employees.
In case they get here.
Only
those two.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So third party. You know, before we actually came to studio today, we asked our fans to send us issues, questions that they have.
Yes.
And there are questions about this third party thing.
Yes.
So one of the most common questions was, assuming I'm driving a car insured. Okay, basically third party means if I damage my car, the insurance will not cover that damage. My insurance.
Correct.
But now, what if someone hits me, and the police indicate that the other person is at fault?
Okay.
Will the other insurance company or that person's insurance company cater for my repairs?
Okay. Yes.
And just in there, like, is there a way to, or is there a procedure to make sure that you actually get paid if that even happens?
Okay. I think a good place to start would be probably to differentiate the covers, probably for people who are watching for the first time. So there are three common levels of covers for a vehicle. The most basic level is third-party cover, which is the bare minimum that the government wants you to have. Yeah. So you're simply saying, I'm taking this cover in case I injure someone or I damage someone's property, I'll be able to, that person will be able to be compensated. Then there's another level over and above that, that's called third-party fire and theft. So it's basically third-party, then as the name says, you add fire and theft to your car. And then there's a third level, which is called comprehensive. So comprehensive basically says, apart from compensating the third parties, my car has an accident, it will be repaired as well. So there are these three levels. Now back to your question. So I am driving a third-party car. You're driving a car. Let's say we are all third-party, for example. You rear-end me. The police comes, says you're at fault. And the police abstract clearly says that, okay, whatever is at fault.
Vanilla is at fault.
Yeah, Vanilla is at fault.
And likely.
Most likely
you'll be at fault.
Have you seen how he drives?
That's how he drives. You never fit.
I mean, he's the only guy I know.
The car screenshot.
Yeah, screenshot.
The guy breaks his left foot banner.
Why, Dada? We are focusing on insurance. What is wrong with you?
Sijika ako to claim. Ile palipanda Gilgil pale juu. Palipanda divide ya Gilgil.
Nini mbaya?
That's a story for another day.
Papa kuna slander. Tukimaliza hii episode kuna jamaa anaenda kushaka.
Anyway, so here Vanilla rear ends me. The police officer says I'm to blame. So as a person who's insured third party, I can claim for the costs that I incurred repairing my car through his insurance company. There's this, it will be important to note that sometimes people normally say, Ndaleta gari yangu, your insurance will repair the car. Now, that's not how it works. You sort out your car and you repair the costs. You follow up. You repair your car and you can claim compensation from the other party.
Okay.
So what normally happens in such a scenario is, number one, you do a simple demand. They can do that, or you can just get someone who knows English to do a demand, saying, on this day, blah, 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 I was driving, blah, blah, blah. Your client ended me. I incurred 300,000 repairing my car. Here's the bill. So first they lenga you, classic insurance.
They always lend.
They lenga you.
Yeah.
No other.
Yeah.
No other.
Yeah, but if ideally what's supposed to happen is they'll say, okay, we agree, our guy hit you, you've given us the costs, so we need some few things from you. So the first thing they'll ask for is an assessment report. So get an assessor to assess the proper damages, say the boot, the bumper, the number plate XYZ, does a proper report. Then something to prove that your car is third-party insured. So a copy of your policy to show that my car is insured on third-party basis, and that's why I want you guys to compensate me.
Wait.
Yeah.
There's something you said about an assessor coming to see something. So how will they see the damage if you've already repaired?
So now this is what's supposed to happen. When you've been rear-ended and you want to start the whole process, get an assessor first. They normally cost around you 2,000 bob. It will be part of the claim. So get an assessor. There's so many assessors floating in this market. They'll do an assessment, a proper assessment of the damages to your car. Or maybe ask your insurance company, now that I'm insured with you, yes, you won't repair my car, but hook me up with one of your assessors.
Okay.
So to assess your car, they'll do a proper report saying, this is this and this and this is damaged, and the cost is this to repair this car based on the quote that you have. So submit all those things. After repairing your car, do a post-repair assessment again. Most of the time, if the assessor did maybe charge you 2K the first time, they'll probably charge you a K, because this is a repeat job just to assess what has already been done, post-repair assessment. So file all these things to, I'm using Vanilla's insurance company, all these documents, and they'll reimburse you the amount that you incurred.
Well, that's the expectation.
Yeah.
That's the expectation.
And here's the sad part, and probably being a lawyer will tell us more. I have never seen a claim that has been reimbursed 100%. Normally, most will do 70 or 80%. And then they use this line called contributory negligence.
Yeah.
So the first line they say is, if you went to court, the court will not have allowed you the full amount. I don't know if it's true. But they use this line. So they pay you 80% of whatever you're claiming. The most I've seen is 80%. Bobby will tell us more about contributory negligence. But I have seen so many claims, third-party claims, where people have pursued the other parties and have been paid. Not unless you're dealing with the rogue, I won't mention them, but
But that also means that
companies,
as a procedure, once I'm rear-ended and I've taken my abstract, before I even do anything, I need to first ensure that the assessor does the assessment.
Yeah.
And then once I'm done, I keep my receipts and everything, get the assessor to come again, reassess now for repairs, and then now I can attach, including the assessor's fee.
And the sad thing is, ideally what's supposed to happen is, even though you have third-party insurance, your insurance company is supposed to guide you on how to recover this cost. But sadly, most insurance companies will say, uko na third party, jipange. Which should not be the case. Just tell your guy, this is how we're supposed to recover the cost. And then some people will assist you to chase the cost from the other side.
Okay.
But it's possible in a nutshell. Yeah.
But most times I see them going to court. It's difficult for an insurance company to reimburse you without going to court for court process. Yeah, the court process. So unatafuta wakili kama myself.
Yes.
We sue. Yeah. We sue you, we sue everyone.
You know, they are not supposed to plug themselves.
Awezi kuna gari. Insurance.
Mini wakili. Anyway, the point where we need to get a good broker.
A good broker.
Who can advise you to do all this.
Yeah. A good broker is key. It's critical. Yeah.
Wow. You know, it's always been a very big nightmare. So now when it comes to the third party.
Yes.
So in this case now, he was filming while he was driving, now that he has his own other channel, and now he rear-ends me. So basically, I have that party, he has that party. He decides to get into the woods. I had not figured out who his insurer was. What happened? Oh, that is where now you say...
So basically, in fact, I had a similar issue at work.
Yeah.
Is there, if I have a car's number plate, is there a database that can tell me this particular registration number, this car, this registration KDC, whatever, is insured by this company?
I don't know if it's a legal way, but it's possible. There's a thing about the insurance industries nowadays. In the last 5 or so years, I'm sure you've seen your insurance stickers are now digital.
Yes.
So it means AKI, Association of Kenya Insurance, came up with a portal where all insurance companies log into to prepare motor certificates.
Okay.
So if I go onto that portal, I can be able to see where, let's say I have the registration number and I go on the portal, I can be able to see where that car is insured. It's possible. It's possible to do that.
You'll give us that portal link. We will put it here.
No, the portal is accessible by
insurance companies.
Or your brokers or agents.
So basically, as a layman or a third party, you can't access it.
Can
you give it to us?
Get a good agent.
So you tell your agent, this is the car that
pull these details.
Just go on to the portal.
And
see if you can get the details. You'll see the insurer. You'll see even the...
And let me ask, does it indicate who was insuring at a particular time? Because an accident can happen like
in between,
and then they change insurance companies. It just shows the current.
Like, can I see the previous one?
I don't interact with that portal on a daily basis, but what I know is it can show the current.
The current.
I don't know if it can show the previous underwriter. I'm not for sure.
Yeah.
But that a system is available.
Okay. Still on that issue of
third
parties and accidents and whatnot. Another issue that came up was assuming you've been hit by a government vehicle.
Yeah.
There's a story. I don't know if it's true. Government vehicles are not insured. Yeah. I don't know whether that's true or not.
There's some ministries, parastatals nowadays have insurance.
I think I saw. I'll not mention the name because I'm not sure, but I actually saw they're actually insured. Even the cop cars.
Yes. There was a time, I remember when I got into the industry, they didn't have insurance. And there was I can't remember the name of the body because it's been a long time. Yeah. But there was a body that was set up where you could go and lodge your government claim and say good luck. Getting the money back. So to be honest, what I know is parastatals, ministries, counties, they all take insurance nowadays.
That is okay.
So if there are government bodies that don't, will be very few. And I still believe the same system should still be there. Yeah. But previously there was I can't remember the name of the body, but there was an office where you could go and put a claim against injury or damage to your property by a government vehicle.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. So, and then the other issue is now the compensation bit.
Yes.
I mean, just how long it takes. Even if you have comprehensive, it takes it's ridiculously long. Yeah. I mean, even right now, I know like there's a case that I've been following up where the case was already sorted out and it's just been waiting. It's been waiting to get paid, I think, for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is rather absurd because, I mean, so this person basically now, I think if I was a lawyer, I would use terms like jeopardy and funny things like that. But I don't know English. So
has been prejudiced.
You see, he knows English.
Yes.
So this guy now has to figure out what to do while the vehicle is in the garage waiting for compensation. Like, why does it take so long? Is it like a policy? Like, or to insurance, you're just told
delay as much as possible.
Wait for 70 days and then some more.
It's a very, very sad state of affairs. Unfortunately, while I know some insurances that normally do a very good job, sadly, majority of people who experience insurance claims will have the same story. And they'll say, I had this claim. It took like forever even for the assessor to come. It took forever for them to approve the quote. So probably what I can do, and I can probably just capture some of the stages that probably a simple motor claim will follow. And so now, the issue will be now, how long do they do this thing? So, but claims are...
Is there like a guideline, like from AKI, where you're told this is how long this process should take, or is it just
Ideally, all insurance
it out.
companies have signed to some form of SLA, and they're being told that actually there's a law that says that they should settle insurance claims as fast as possible. But the problem is that the body that's supposed to watch over oversight the insurance companies, basically are toothless. So AKI is an association. So IRA, the Insurance Regulatory Authority, are the guys who are supposed to be making sure enforcers of all these principles, but they don't do so. Or probably even the insurance company has more muscle than IRA themselves. So it becomes a mess. But basically, insurance claims are a tango dance, especially motor claims. There's some things that you need to do. There's some things that the insurance company needs to do. What I normally tell most of my clients is try as much as possible to do whatever you need to do as quickly as possible. So, for example, police abstract. If you have an accident, try as much as possible to get the abstract as quickly as possible. There are claim forms that you need to fill. Those ones can be done quickly. If you have a good broker, they'll even fill the part.
There's a timeline between which you should get an abstract. 48 hours or something?
Yeah, so most of the cops will normally say 48 hours. That's most of the police stations will say. But we've seen cases where these cases, because of one issue or another, you're not able to report the claim at that particular time. They can listen to you. But ideally, they normally say 48 hours. So get a claim form as quickly as possible. Fill the claim form. Make sure those things have been submitted. The DL and the logbook you already have. So it's easy to submit that to the insurance company. But after that, the most important thing is get the car assessed. The damage is assessed. If it's in a position that it can be driven, I always say drive to the insurance company because they have assessors in the building. In the building. Most insurance companies will have assessors in the building, or some will have an assessment center. That way, you kill that vibe in a day, a story of assessment in a day. Or there's some insurance companies that will say, okay, well, maybe it can go to the center, take it to a garage in the panel, and we'll talk about garages that are outside the panel. And then make sure that the insurance company sends an assessor. Those are things that can be done. If let's say you take the car to the garage today, it can be assessed the same day, depending on the time you take it to the garage. So those are things that can be done in a day or two. Get the documents, get the car assessed. There's some places where garages will issue a quote in a day. And you may know this, but there's some places where probably the garage will need to do research in terms of are these parts available and all those things. So again, that has an impact on timelines. But classic scenario, majority of the claims, you'll find that these things can be done within 2-3 days. Get an accident today, touch wood. By tomorrow, you've taken the car you get the abstract maybe today. The car is in the garage, it's assessed tomorrow. You filed all the documents. So the garage sends the quotes probably by that evening. Then you give the insurance probably a day.
Just to go through
the quote, because sometimes, and I'm sure Vanilla will say, sometimes the assessor will call you to say, you make a EQ to 50K. Is there a way you can get it down to 40? That negotiation. So ideally, in my experience, within 3 or 4 days, if it's a complete serious scenario, the approval should be done. But unfortunately, now you'll find that maybe you're dealing with a lazy broker, or you're dealing with the insurance,
the claims manager,
the company. I also know some companies where the officers cannot do anything until the boss approves.
Bureaucracy.
So bureaucracies that don't make sense. So those are the kind of things. Or just poor attitude. Someone gets the documents and never doesn't do anything for them. And ultimately, it's the client who's suffering.
Is it that you get a commission for not acting?
It's a cocktail of so many things. And probably there are KPIs as well. KPIs as well in terms of pay as little claims as possible.
So that's a KPI. Pay as little as possible.
As in scrutinize that claim, kabisa. And then sometimes, and this is important now to our everyone who's watching this podcast, when you're filling that claim form, make sure there are no vague areas. Because these guys, unfortunately, in the insurance market, they also fake claims. Because of the fake claims, most of these insurance companies will view any claim with suspicion. So probably you just say, maybe it's not even intentional. Just unasema niligongo on the right, and maybe you're gongo on the left. And English is not our first language. Just go English issues. Unapata, hii claim weka kando kwanza. We need to investigate this claim. So
those investigations take a while.
Sorry.
In fact, I've dealt with a matter where investigations took so long. Eventually, the person had to go to IRA and then had to go to the tribunal. Now the matter is in the High Court. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah. But with proper understanding of the claim process, and I'm not plugging in brokers and agents, I always say, if you have a good one who understands the whole thing,
figure.
In 3 days, your car should have a repair authority.
No. There's someone who asked a question about that filling the claim form. And then the issue was, why do you have to draw how the accident
That was the next question. That was the next question. I don't know if you saw the one where the guy had been asked how his side mirrors were stolen. So the guy just drew the car, beef, side mirrors. I was like, this is perfect. He was like, I'm not Van Gogh. What is it that you want to tell me to start drawing? I mean, I literally have no idea. Like, what am I even supposed to do? Especially if it's a complicated scenario.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's one of those nilipaka vibaya. So I'm in a ditch.
Yeah.
So am I supposed to draw the car in the ditch and it's been damaged over here? Like what is all that?
And sometimes you even
especially
have
now, because I imagine it's maybe a rudimentary hang up from the days of old.
Yeah.
A photo should suffice. You should just tell me if you have a photo.
I share the photo.
Share the photo. I mean, stop testing my drawing skills. The last time I practiced that was in class 1. So,
and just to show you how crazy that request normally is, sometimes you'll have cases where you just parked your car in the mall, you come back, someone rear-ended you, nakaenda. So draw that. How do you even draw that? So what David just touched on is very true. These are things, ways of doing things that are there probably 20, 30, 40 years ago. Just need to be phased out. And everyone is just being lazy. Everyone is just being lazy. They don't want to change the processes. We have videos now. We have cameras. We can be able to capture even more info.
Actually, now that you say that, I remember speaking to Johnson. And he was telling me, like in their country, anytime you have an accident, it's actually very straightforward. You don't even need to wait for cops. The only time you need a cop is in case there's an injury.
Okay.
So all you need to do is just take a photo of the accident and leave. You don't even need to discuss it with the other guy. Just take a photo and just leave. You know, and the insurance guys will be now the ones who will determine who was at fault, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know why it has to be so complicated, because even here, imagine that's all I need to do, just take a photo. Because at the end of the day, that's why we end up, I don't know if you've ever seen how like motorcycle accidents just degenerate into a whole other thing. It's because we have to wait for the cop to come. Because otherwise it should be simple enough. The guy hit me. It's not safe for me. I'll just take a photo, just leave. I don't need to.
But it's mandatory for a police officer to come to the scene,
Yes.
It's mandatory.
And it's also for your own good.
Especially any accident that happens on a highway, the cop must come.
It's also for your own good, because I'm sure in your industry, you know, these guys who are waiting for that opportunity, the ambulance chase.
As well.
The police, it's not a secure document, but at least it helps you. It helps you. But in terms of the form, and there's thousands and thousands of insurance policies. Motor is the only claim process where you draw. And
imagine if your house burned and then you're being asked, draw your fire.
You draw your house burning, At least someone from the industry actually understands and actually sees there's something off about.
That's problematic.
It's a very problematic process.
And besides, you normally do a statement. So the statement captures the whole thing. There's a place where you write how the accident happened. So why do I need to draw again? So just industry, old manenos.
Now, on that issue, so we're talking about comprehensively insured cars, there is something I keep on hearing called excess and excess protector, right? And it's actually been asked by like 3 or 4 people. Now, first of all, explain that whole concept, because personally, my agent normally tells me, "Unataka kulipia excess?" I say yes, because I always presume paying for it is a better thing than not paying for it.
Okay.
But actually, even before we hit that, can you just explain comprehensive? What does it cover? And then we go to excess.
Exactly.
So when you have comprehensive insurance, the first thing it covers is the third-party element. So your passengers, in case something happens to your passengers, and they come after you. So, for example, Davy has given me a lift. is driving these 2 feet.
It's 2 feet.
It's 2 feet. You're in Gilgil.
We shall fight.
So something happens. Steve anaenda kwa baba, and I was the breadwinner. My wife can come after you and say, me, I know Davey. He drives like Michael Schumacher.
The way, this is making me turn out. I am the safest driver on the road. Have a clean record.
Now, just
people out here know me.
The example to
Huyu jamaa.
so you can use me going forward.
yeah, so I'll use Kalasinga going forward. So as a passenger, I can seek recourse in terms of, or even a matatu, and the driver is driving crazily as a passenger. So, of course, that part you've captured that bit. And then we come to your vehicle, because it's comprehensive. Apart from the third party, you're also insuring any damage to your car, be it self-involving accident, be it you damaging someone's wall, maybe you ramming into a goat. It doesn't matter. That's damage to your car.
If you hit the goat, can you go with it? Because you're
that depends with you. So that's covered. Any damage to your car. Then simple things like windscreen cracks. A lorry is driving in front of you, throws those chippings, maybe a stone that's stuck in between the 2 tires, cracks your screen, or an avocado cracks your sunroof. All those things are covered. Theft of the vehicle. Could be theft of the whole vehicle, or someone just steals your side mirrors, steals your wipers, headlight washers. All those things. Yeah, all this. That's called partial theft.
Those ones I know.
Or that's called partial theft, where someone steals a part of the car. That's covered under comprehensive cover. So basically, damage, or your car goes up in flames, or basically any damage to your car. Yeah. So damage and liability.
But for some reason, many people don't claim those partial theft things.
Yeah.
It's the process.
Yeah,
I know it's the process.
Yeah.
Show how you were stolen from.
You are stolen from. Hole here.
Then some covers will have what we call padding. So they'll have things like someone, say people carjacked you and in the process stole your car, and then wakakupeleka ATM, kasema toa kitu, as part of the process. Some covers will have some 20,000-30,000 in case those things happen. Some will have some element of what we call personal accident. Normally, as you know, the driver and the passengers, the driver is not covered.
We'll get that.
So some covers will have some bit of personal accident, or even when good Samaritans come to help you after an accident, and neighbor iPhone, some comprehensive covers will have
does it cover the good Samaritan kitty? Wameniskuma, and so now I need to give them a small kitty to tell them it's fine.
So you'll have to find a proper way of claiming it, because let's say breakdowns. If someone a breakdown, flatbed, you incur the costs. Those can be claimed as part of the claim.
We call it good Samaritan's flatbed.
Give that as part of the claim, of the claim cost.
Had little flatbeds that came to my rescue.
Yeah. So basically, damage and those two associated things, like even if you have to hire watches to watch over the car the whole night until in the morning, and then you need to take it to that's considered part of recovery and protection. All those things are covered as part of comprehensive cover. Now, the question was
around
excess.
And why? Yes. And why do I need to pay or not?
And what is it? Like, what is that excess thing? And just the whole.
Let me use a simple example. Let me use a very simple. I hope it will make sense. If you have an unused medical insurance, as an example, sometimes when people have medical insurance, they'll say, you're covered, let's say, for 100,000 outpatient and maybe 500,000 inpatient, for example. But they'll tell you, if you go to Aga Khan or whichever hospital, you'll pay the first 1,000. And then the insurance company will pay the rest. That is an excess. So even though you have a claim, you are responsible for a small portion
of the risk.
And the insurance company is responsible for the rest. So in most cases, for example, motor vehicle, the insurance company will say, you are responsible for 2.5% of the value of your car.
Of the value of your car.
The value of your car. And the insurance is responsible for 97.5%. And the reason why the insurance will have this excess is one, to discourage against
claims,
carelessness, for lack of a better word, because I have insurance.
I
can drive through this shrub. Itaundwa. As in ile, so I have insurance, iko nini, those kind of thing, that kind of attitude.
More like reckless.
Most people won't do that. But then number two, insurance claims come at a cost. So, for example, you said hire an assessor and so many costs here and there. So you might find that the cost of the claim could be lesser than the mean cost. The mean cost of the claim. So those are some of the reasons.
Like the administrative cost could be higher than
the claim. So it doesn't make sense. But generally, it's that tango where even though you have insurance, some sense of responsibility on your side, and then the insurance company takes the rest. So basically, that's the idea behind it.
And can you exhaust excess? By that I mean where I was in an accident, maybe my excess was 30K. So I paid the 30,000. Then a few months later, I got into another accident, and now I have to. Do I pay the excess again?
Yes. If you have a claim today, tomorrow, every claim will have its own excess.
Okay.
Every claim will have its own excess.
So it's never an accrued.
No.
Okay. And it's always a net of costs.
Yes. So in things like property insurance, it's the other way around. When they're paying you, they'll pay you less. The excess. But when it comes to vehicles, you have to pay your portion first to the insurance company, then they pick up the rest of the cost.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'm a bit perturbed.
Yes.
My heart is not
It's
it's not settled.
You're not well.
There's a problem. Now, assuming I drive a car valued at 20 million shillings.
Yes.
Right?
2.5.
And the excess is 2.5. So I'm responsible for 2.5%.
Yes.
The value of that car.
Yes.
The car is valued at 20 million.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've done my math here. 500K.
Yes.
A boda gongas my headlights. One headlight.
Yes. Which is what about 350,000.
Or even 400K. Let's say 400K, the headlights.
Yes.
It therefore means I basically pay for it myself.
Yes.
If you need the insurance to pay, you pay them 500 and then they'll pay you 400.
No, wait. So if the headlight is worth 300K, I pay the insurance 500K, then they pay
300.
But now what?
That's ridiculous.
What the insurance industry, not all of them, some of them foresaw this problem. So what they've done is they've set what is called a minimum and what's called a maximum excess. So you'll find most policies will say, if you have an accident and it's a damage accident, your excess is 2.5%, minimum 15,000, maximum 100,000. So they've set a cap in terms of a ceiling, so that if you calculate your excess and your excess is 500,000, you only pay 100K because that's the maximum that you can pay.
Okay. So there's a ceiling.
There's a ceiling. So, but you need to make sure when you're getting the policy,
It indicates
have a look
it as
at your policy, make sure it has a cap. Because if it doesn't have a cap, itakuwa na invoice what it's talking about.
Scenario yangu.
Weka 500.
Yeah.
Toke headlight ya 300K.
Yeah. So make
This
sure,
is total makanga mathematics.
make sure it has at least a maximum cap, especially if you have a high-end.
And vehicle.
Yeah.
But then you can also pay for it. See, you can
Yes.
pay for the excess protector. So
Yes.
and you don't have to.
And then now that's now the alternative.
Yes.
Where now you just
You don't have to deal with any of
put
this.
in.
Yeah.
So when you put in the excess protector, then you no longer have to deal with matters of paying for excess.
But what?
But-
Hey,
but-
hii agent hakuniambia.
There's a but. So excess protector, yes, you're basically insuring that excess so that in case of a claim, you don't have to pay excess. You tell them, I have excess protector.
I have insured my excess.
I've insured my excess, for lack of a better word. Shughulikia hiyo maneno. But you will find some now. When you take an insurance policy with X insurance company, they'll give you a policy document. The policy document is a contract between you and them that says, this is how we'll handle this thing in case X, Y, Z happen. And some of these things are defined on the policy. So this excess protector that we're talking about is supposed to be defined. What is, when we say excess protector, what does it mean? So some policies, for example, will say, a very archaic way of doing things, where they'll say, even though you have excess protector, still your damage must be above 15K. They'll say that.
Yeah.
The some will say, even though you have excess protector, but the minimum damage must be your excess amount, which is 2.5 of whatever, which is ridiculous.
So you have to really look at the terms.
Yeah, look at the terms. But there are some that normally say very few, I think I'll say safely probably less than 5 in this country, where they'll say, if you have excess protector, now you're free. Hata kama ni claim ya 2K.
And then is it one of those like exhaustible things where if I claim my excess protector once, on the next accident, if I will not have paid for it again, then I will have to pay for excess.
Exactly. So what happens is any benefit that you have, say excess protector, even windscreen, and the windscreen damage. So you have a claim, you utilize your excess protector. The insurance considers that benefit as exhausted.
Okay.
So for the rest of the insurance period, you don't have excess protector. Some insurance companies will allow you to pay a small amount to reinstate cover, just in case something happens in between.
Another excess protector, kind of.
Yeah. I know insurance companies that will say no. One strike, you're done. But I know also policies that do not need to reinstate. I know some
They just hold it.
They say it doesn't matter how many claims you have. There are very few. There you keep. Once you have excess protector, the same thing applies to windscreen. If your windscreen is repaired once, they will, in the form, they will ask you, do you want to reinstate cover for the windscreen for the rest of the period? If you say yes, then they'll say
every time it
lipa kitu kidogo, ama they'll say when we're reimbursing you, if they're reimbursing you, they give you the 2K, 3K or something. Yeah. But once you use it once, ask your insurance policy, your insurance company, do I need to reinstate this cover or not?
At this point, it feels like you took driving classes to become a driver.
Yes.
Not to become an insurance.
Now you need to become an insurance broker or agent to just understand what you're doing with your car.
Yeah. And this info needs to be out there. Most people suffer.
That's why the podcast is here.
Yes.
To share this knowledge.
Yeah. Basically, we are breaking down this whole insurance shenanigans.
Yeah.
Now, we have left excess.
Yes.
Now we're in the garage.
Yes.
So, most insurance companies will tell you, here's my list. Select a guy, go there to get, fixed up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in majority of the cases, the experience for most guys has been rather terrible because the job is done hash. I have something to say about that, but more around the part of must you obey the rules as per the insurer that you will go to the panel.
Okay.
Or do you have, I don't know whether to call it a right, to say, no, I'm going to do these on my own. And then you guys are going to reimburse me for how much I spent. And is there a cap to it?
So it depends with the insurance company. There's some insurance companies that will absolutely not allow you to go outside the panel. There are very few, but there are some that will say you must stick to a panel. If you go outside the panel, they'll give you hell. There's some who do that. But majority of the insurance companies will allow you to go to a garage outside the panel. Will allow you to go around outside the panel. Some will try to gaslight you or kwambie, kitu ikifanyika huko, ni wewe.
Uko peke yako.
Just to scare you. Because they say, the ones we have in our panel, we have SLAs, and we can go back to them. They'll never do that. But anyway. But you're allowed to go to a garage that you desire outside the panel. So what will happen is, if you take your motor to this garage, tell them, I'm taking my car to this garage. Here, the contacts, send your assessor here. So the assessor will come, see the garage will give them their quote. So still the assessor, the garage quotes, they have to be within, reviewed to be within what the insurer considers acceptable. And the trick they normally say is, if it will have gone to our garage, ingelipishwa this, which sometimes doesn't make sense because some of the principles they use, for example, someone saying a panel is 20,000. Based on what?
And that is where
based on what? Painting a panel is 20,000.
That is where I come in. Yeah. Because that's where I've always had a fight. Even whenever I've done those jobs. Basically, they're called cash in lieu because I've even had clients ask me, so what happens? It's called cash in lieu. Ask your insurance when you have an accident if it's something they would allow you to do. So they usually tell you anytime, and it happens all the time. You talk to the assessor and he says, and you need to remember, we usually pay 6,000 or 8,000 per panel for X. And every time they tell me that, I start by laughing and ask them, what do you mean per panel? And unfortunately, it's got even to the psyche of most people because I find even when people are asking like for how much is a paint job, they usually ask per panel. Which is a very terrible way of doing it because there's never two similar accidents. or even two similar ways of repairing.
And
color codes are different.
Panels are even different.
Panels are different sizes.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a whole list of things
involved
that you cannot cost the same,
Yeah.
even on the same car.
Even like the type of paint that a car uses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you find one car will have basically the most basic of paints.
Yeah.
Another one maybe has somewhere in between.
premium
Another one maybe
paint.
has pearl paint. Another one has an even more premium paint. And you find the insurance saying, oh, if it's a pearl, then we are going to pay you 10,000. That's per panel. And you're like, what do you mean? Because even the repair is not the same. One guy might come with a scratch. It's going to be almost like a simple spray over and buff. Another might come with a dent that needs a very skilled way of getting it out for the panel to become, again, a proper panel, with all those things. And again, paint jobs.
Yeah.
One could be a very expensive paint job. It needs so many steps to do it right. And now you're telling me this is the cost per panel. This is what, I don't know, there's that thing you've said, insurance policies or what it is. And they're saying this is how much, according to our policies, it should be. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And usually the fight I always have with them. And I remember even asking one the other day. So you're telling me, like, if it's health, someone has gone to hospital and they need heart surgery. Do you have a cost per heart? Where if it is a heart, we normally pay 100,000 for the heart. And that is our policy. It doesn't matter if it was open heart surgery or they needed to change ventricles or they needed to just hit the guy and the heart is back. It was 100,000 per heart panel. And it was like, no, these are cars and a car is the same. I was like, hearts are the same. I mean, it's a human. All human hearts.
Four chambers. Outer. Those whatever's vena cava.
So those things, it's the same. So it's the same. So why are you telling me that now it's a car? You don't make sense. So that is a fight I always have with these guys. So in terms of that, how can a guy with his car
Fight the
insurance about that? Because sometimes they'll become so stubborn to the extent that now, at the end of the day, as a garage will say, I'm unable to work with the rate the insurance is giving me. Unless you're able to top up, I'll not be able to help you. So what can the owner of the vehicle do?
Okay, that's fine. So probably what I'll do, let me just finish on the cash in lieu part and then I'll get to that. So basically you're telling people you can prepare the car to garage of your choice. And most of the time when you go there, because they don't have a credit agreement with the garage, they'll pay you for you to pay the garage. So most of the time, once they agree on the cost, assuming they agree on the costs, some will pay between 50 and 75% as a deposit to you first to pay the garage to start the works. Then once repairs are done and a post-assessment is done, then they'll pay you the balance to pay the garage. So ideally, in an ideal scenario, that's how it's supposed to work. Sadly, when it comes to disputes in terms of prices, again, they'll use the gaslight model where they'll tell you, we have a panel, you should have worked with ours. And most of the time, not unless you have a very good broker or agent who basically bang the table and tell them, this is what we're going to do. Sadly, I know some garages that normally say, I never want to see an insurance person in this garage. Sadly, if you were coming to repair your car here and it's through insurance, I'm dealing with you. I'm not dealing with them. Because some of these things, majority of the cases, there'll be some form of middle ground. But sadly, if it's outside the panel, sorry, we can't do anything about it.
Okay. I'll go back to something else. This thing of old cars. There's another question that kept on coming.
Yes.
Someone has a 1999 Nissan Skyline R34 GTR V-Spec Noor. An extremely valuable car that is actually selling for $1 million globally. But then a Kenyan insurance company will say, this car is too old to be can't insure it.
On
Comprehensive. We can't give it comprehensive.
Yes.
What is the logic behind that?
Number two, which is now, the other big fight.
Yes.
They will come and they'll say, this is a 99-year-old car. It used to cost maybe $40,000 then at the showroom.
Yeah.
But in reality, the market prices, this vehicle is like
$1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah.
So here we are.
To be honest, that is purely a lazy angle by the insurance actuaries, because you still find the insuring houses that are 60 years old, the insuring factories that are probably even bigger perils in terms of something happening that are older, and they still do insurance. So I think it's just a lazy approach by the insurance companies. There's some that still do, but still you still fight with them in terms of taking up the cover. Some of the reasons they normally use is, if this car has an accident, we spend like 6 months looking for parts, and the parts are expensive, we have to import it. So the cost of the claim is far much more than the premium we are getting. That's some of the arguments they make. But I normally say then price it correctly. But sadly, it's just I don't have a defense for that.
So basically, it leads into part 2, which is poor valuation.
Yes, poor valuation. And
so basically, it's an industry issue.
It's just an industry issue. There's some insurance companies where they started to change their mindsets. It's just how we view cars, and the insurance company is stuck in that model where they're like, if a car is more than 15 years, all of a sudden it becomes a problem. I mean, what makes it a problem? It shouldn't be a problem. In fact, you'll find that some of these 15, 20, 30-year-old cars are in better condition than some of these new cars. But it's purely an industry issue. Tunnel vision. Not seeing things the proper way. I don't know what we'll do about it, but it's very sad.
There may be a solution. Some time back, I was watching Eric Okabi on his show AutoConnect, and he brought a guy who was a Defender 130, which he restored. I think it's a 1990 model or something, but then he's restored it properly. Proper job. Value is like 6 or 5 million.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether this actually happens, but he insures it through an international company, not a local company. So I think it was UAP UK or something, or South Africa or something.
Yeah.
That's possible.
It's possible. What you can do is just get the normal third party for the local to comply with the local issue, and now cover the shell with
international
cover, which may be better for these high value old cars.
Ideally, in this case, then what you're saying is like work with your broker to help you source for that international cover for you.
Yeah.
Brokers can help you get international cover.
Because the thing is, and this is the unfortunate thing about some of the things, I understand what the government is trying to do. They normally say, you can't take insurance outside for something that is available locally. So, for example, let's say planes. So, what used to happen is before you insured a plane outside, you needed to prove that you can't find a cover locally. Then they'll allow you to go outside. So they're trying to protect the local market, blah, blah, blah. So everything needs to be done here. But we can get scenarios where what you do is get a quote from international market saying, you guys can do it. I have a quote. You just give me that party. And for the sake of compliance, just insure like a 1% of the risk, and then 99% is insured abroad. Not many insurance companies will do that. A few that are open-minded will do. Yeah.
Valuation, as we are.
But then there are two issues. There's valuation.
Yes.
And there's another issue that people raised: risk-based pricing. Yes. For premiums.
Yes.
Because you see, I may be such a good driver. I've never made a claim in 10 years. Why should I pay the same premium as a person who's claiming
driving today?
Even not even joining. Someone who claims every year. Every year they have an accident. Why should I pay the same premium?
Now, it's partly a societal issue and partly an industry issue. I'll explain why. So, by the time when I got into the industry, what used to happen is everyone used to start at one rate. And then what will happen is every year, you'll earn discounts based on how good you're driving. So 3, 4 years, 5 years, you continue driving well, you continue earning discounts. So you'll find that someone probably started at a rate of probably 7%. And after 5 years is at 3-point-something% based on how they drive. So you drive badly, you lose a percentage. So there was that element, trial in terms of risk-based pricing. But what will happen is Vanilla will come to me and say, Steve, I want a quote. And I'll give him a quote of 7.5%. Then he says, that's too expensive. He goes to Kalasinga. Kalasinga says, I can give you at 4%. So because of that competition in the industry, guys were like, to hell with all these rules. Since it's about kila mtu anataka biashara, he's charging 3%. Me, I'm charging 3 point whatever percent. So because of competition, somehow we lost that risk-based pricing. It wasn't the best model. But we lost that element of risk-based pricing. There's some clients, the insurance companies have tried to introduce some form of pricing where they rate you based on how you drive. So they put some gadget on your machine, they monitor how you drive, how you brake, how you accelerate, those kind of funny things. And based on that, they're able to price you. But we're not there yet. If you go to the international market, they look at so many things. Your driving experience, are you a city driver, or are you drive outside the city? And all these things, all these other factors add up into a cost. We're not there yet. If we can get there, but the problem is the industry is in a way that people are competing for business. So if we're doing it, let's do it all of us. If we're not doing it...
So basically, for that thing to work, there has to be a change at the top on how the industry just operates, basically.
Where they all agree.
Yeah.
We are moving forward. This is how we do it. Across board.
Yes. Yeah.
And maybe kind of have like some kind of role in it. An unwritten one.
Yeah. It's a regulator's job. Basically, what CBK does for banks, IRA needs to do the same things for insurance companies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Valuation, I don't know if that's something we can handle within the few minutes that are left. But it's
just very lazy. Just scratch it in the most terrible way you can, based on like what we've just seen.
So a very lazy way of doing valuation, where simply they'll take the CRSP value of the car, say this car is 8 years old. We are going to we're going to do a 10% depreciation for the 8 years. So then 10% based on what? So it's simply they take the value. I'm talking about the basic level. They'll take the value, CRSP value, say do 0.9 times 0.9, for example, which is like 10% depreciation, then times, say, 8 years. And someone then throws a value at you, and then probably says, then based on the mileage you've done in a year or two, I throw it another 20% off. So it's ridiculous. There's absolutely no formula. Doesn't look at all the variables. So, for example, I do 2,000 kilometers maybe a year. And
I do a week.
He does that in a week. We'll all get 10% depreciation. Why? Based on what? So the valuation market is in a mess, absolute mess. Sadly, again, the insurance companies have encouraged this, because if you come up with a proper system, they'll not add you to their panel, because they have a panel of valuers that they work with. They'll not add you to their panel. But I'm like, it's good for you, because if the car is priced right,
you're actually assessing risk the right way.
The right way.
Yeah.
Someone pay premium based on the value. And in case of a claim, but it's very important to,
just before we started, he was just pointing out that one of those that have taken that hot seat, Al Karanja, ended up having his VAB STI in its yes, in its very fancy color, valued at just the rate of your just run of the mill G4. And you can imagine those cars are worlds apart. One vehicle is what, 1.2 million?
Yeah. The other one is like...
The other one is 4 million.
Yeah.
But yet, to the guy on the other end, the assessor, he is in Impreza. Na ni za 2020. Si basi hizi ni za insurance yake premium ni this.
I've seen people who say, Prado and Prado. I'm like, what do you mean Prado and Prado? There are different variants.
From your regular TZ to Kakadu.
So it's partly the insurance values in a mess. Also, the insurance company.
But does that even also end up working against the insurer themselves?
Yes.
Because if I bring in my Kakadu at maybe, let's say it's the 150, actually the 250. Let's say it's brought in at 250. So maybe it cost me 30 million. And then there's the standard TX from government, which is priced at maybe 12 million.
Yeah, maybe 18. Let's say 18.
18. And yet, I'm being told I'm going to pay the premium for the 18 guy. Fine, I'm happy. I'll pay it. But then when my Kakadu is an issue, the rim alone
is more expensive. 3 times more.
Yeah, because you find maybe the Kakadu rim is going to cost maybe 100 and something thousand.
Yeah.
But that's the standard rim, that's still is 25,000 more. So the insurer at the end of the day is actually biting themselves.
But are these discussions that are actually
happening
within the industry?
Does it matter?
Yes. I've seen some new players who are trying to introduce new ways of doing valuation. So the only problem they're facing is when they try to be added into these panels, because that's where the volume of the business is. They're having an issue, but it's a discussion that is ongoing. I mean, there's a lot of pushback in terms of some of these values. So it's something that is ongoing. Hopefully, some sense will go into some people's heads.
And I'm hoping when they're doing these discussions, they invite us as stakeholders.
Yes, to actually give views.
Yeah.
And our opinions, which are actually very learned and useful opinions. Because some of these things are things that you see, like for me, I'm in the repair industry.
Yes.
I understand
Repairing
happens in the repair industry from a proper practical perspective. Very different from an assessor who's just sitting in an office. One paint job,
formula.
one paint job will cost 300,000. Another paint job will cost 110,000. Very many variables to get to that point. He, on the other hand, sits on the other side where people are saying, I've been shortchanged. I was expecting to be paid X. So even from our own professional points of views, we also have an understanding which, if they decide to just stay within their little boxes, they'll never get to understand. And at the end of the day, as Gearhaus, we also listen to everybody who's telling us, bring Steve to tell us these things.
Na wakijoke tutafungua insurance company.
Na tutawalima.
Tutafungua insurance company ya enthusiasts.
Yes. Enthusiasts insure.
Bora mdrive vizuri.
Good stuff. Sorry. Yeah.
I know this could have gone on for much longer. Probably there will be a part 2 somewhere down the line.
There must be a part 2. I'm looking at the questions here. There must be a part 2.
You know, I'm looking at my questions. I'm like, no, we've only spoken about like 3 issues. I'm up until question 24.
It's many issues.
There is so much to be discussed and demystified about insurance. But anyway, Steve, you've really done this justice. This has been awesome.
I really hope so, because I know insurance is a hot potato, and I'm happy to come back again if they
blackmail you, Rudi up.
In fact,
to Anik.
Guys, if you feel there's something we've not talked about, when it comes to motor vehicle insurance, please just back up for comments. We might call him back.
Yes.
And even if we don't call him back for a full episode, we can do shorts.
Yeah, we can do shorts. Actually, but I put your questions. We can just have quick sit downs with him.
We upload to Instagram. And
we upload every week, different shorts. Instagram, TikTok,
YouTube.
Follow us on all the platforms.
Happy to do that.
Where we can just talk about some of these issues, especially the kind of stuff that we are not able to address in an entire episode. This is quite long, and already there is still so much that we can discuss.
Okay. Fantastic. But you guys are doing a good job. Asante lady sana.
Nashukuru sana. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Before tuende, dream 3-car garage.
Yes.
Yako. Gari tatu. Wewe kama Mkenya, weka Steve. Sijui unaishi wapi, but weka Steve. Gari tatu ungetaka kukuwa nazo at the same time.
Review. Hizi lazima ujue majina kubwa.
Unaweza sema Toyota,
Karina. Iko sawa. Oh my goodness. Apple,
I wasn't expecting that one. To be honest, I'll be very simple. When we went for the drive, so it's called
Mbarani. Yes.
Mbarani.
She has a VAB.
Yes, in Kumamba.
Goodness. That guy is absolutely awesome. So I'm told they're no longer in production.
Yeah, but you can still import them into Kenya, but they're no longer in production for new cars.
Okay. Yeah. So absolutely. I've driven, like, I'm a Subaru person, so I think the last four cars I've had, all of them have been Subaru. So that's why I went for that. Apart from that, I don't know why. I'm going old school. The old 110 Defender. The old. There's one I used to see. Queen Elizabeth used to drive up the Scotland hills when she goes to Balmoral or whatever that place is called. So I've always loved the 110.
Fantastic.
And there's a time I saw a documentary where they literally take off the
entire
rubber, put it on a rail track.
Yeah.
And then
that too.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and then in terms of, do I know fancy cars? I've never been a fan of smart, sporty cars. Goodness. tuachie hapo.
Land Rover Defender 110, the classic one. VAB STI.
That's a proper garage.
My wife ako pale ako like
Acha sema.
Amesema ile post nilibonesha last week.
kwani hapendi
Ile GL nilibonesha hawa. Mbona asemi? Anyway,
Mrs. Maika pole sana.
This has been Gearhaus. This has been a lot of fun. I've been your host, Vanilla.
Kalasinga, and it's been a pleasure to have you guys watch us, and it's been a pleasure to have you here, Steve. Thank you for watching. Keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing our content.
Before the next drive, guys, 20,000 subs new. Sini 20.
Ni kidogo tu.
Sini 20 tu.
Yes. Bonyeza. Yep. Finya hiyo tap.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.